fuck is you telling me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. Tuned in to episode 25. Yes, 25 Throw the Hook podcast, man. As you can see, I'm rocking Dolo right now, but it's not gonna be for long because everybody favorite OG Boxing First Vlog will be in the building. No doubt about that, man. Let me get my shout outs out of the way. Big shout out to Boxing First Vlog. Big shout out to In This Corner Podcast, man. Ty Finney, the legend, man. Big shout out to him. Big shout out to my little bro out there in the UK, man. Shane. Big shout out to Shane. Big shout out to YSM Sports Media. Big shout out to the Boxing Source. Big shout out to my dog Teak too, man. Big shout out to Teak, man, and everybody that's out on the grind doing the boxing thing, man. Big shout out to everyone, man. Before I get started, man, big shout out to Greg Hackett. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Greg Hackett. You know, he got his channel back. For the people that don't know what happened, Greg Hackett was on live. Let me rewind. Greg Hackett is a trainer from Philly, a well-known voice in the boxing community, and he was doing a live on his channel. Basically, somebody came on his live. He invited somebody up, and they started playing some stuff on his live that shouldn't have been played. And, they took his channel down for a little bit. But Greg Hackett is back. Big shout out to G. You know what I'm saying? One of the more familiar voices you're going to hear in the sport of boxing, man. He's a guaranteed listen. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Bruce Gass in the building, man. Say, what's up, bro? What's going on, bro? Big shout out to you, man. Anybody that's not subscribed to Bruce Gass, man, please do. Please do, man. I've been listening to him for a very, very long time, man. Just a wealth of just boxing knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Great channel, man. Big shout out to Bruce Gass, man. Big shout out to you, bro, man. Appreciate you stopping through, man. We got so much to talk about. Hey, if you in here, man, say what's up. You know what I'm saying? Put a 1 in the chat. Let me know if I'm sounding good. And it's so much boxing we need to cover. And to be honest with you, I'm going to cover everything with or without a co-host. So it's going down regardless. Y'all can't get out of this. Y'all can't get out of this. Episode 25 is going down, man. And we're going to cover absolutely everything. But really just to get started just on some general news that has come out. So not the original Big Baby, but Big Baby Jared Anderson. He signed a co-promotional deal with Queensberry Promotions, and that's Frank Warren's promotional company based out there in the UK. I think that's a very interesting signing because he's still with Top Rank. So this is a co-promotional deal with Queensberry. And this was signed, I think, before Top Rank did their DAZN deal, which is a non-exclusive deal. Top Rank got a deal with DAZN. I think it's 8 to 10 shows. I think the budget is between $1 million and $1.25 million per show. So, of course, Top Rank did a press conference for it. They had all the big dogs in front of the camera saying it was a big look. And it's definitely a big look. Definitely a big look for them because they didn't have no home, period. You know, ESPN, that contract ended a while ago, and Top Rank really was just letting their fighters go on other networks. So to have them have a deal and have a home, even though the budget is small, that's still a great start for Top Rank. But that makes things interesting for Jared Anderson, who signed a co-promotional deal with Queensberry. And I'm pretty sure they signed that deal initially because they didn't have a network deal, or they didn't think they was going to get a network deal, and they wanted to get Jared Anderson back busy again, because pretty much after his loss to Bacoli, he's just been kind of quiet. You know what I'm saying? And Jared Anderson, he may be top 5 in terms of just pure talent, in terms of being a heavyweight. Definitely one of the more talented American heavyweights. We don't have a lot of talented American heavyweights right now. So Jared Anderson is one of the few. And for him to sign a co-promotional deal with Queensberry, that's real interesting. So I'm assuming he's going to be out in the UK, taking on a lot of UK heavyweights, and just, I guess, try to broaden the name and try to broaden the brand. I can't hate on that at all. If you were in here, please say what's up. Put a 1 in the chat. Let me know if I sound good. Let me know if I sound good in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to everybody that's in here, man. For the people that's wondering where Boxing First Vlog is, man, he will be in here soon from what I'm being told. So hopefully he'll be in here soon and we can go from there. But outside of Jared Anderson signing with Queensberry, we also had an announcement. Angelo Leo is going to be fighting Rais Salim. That's going to be May 9th. That's going to be for the IBF, I think it's featherweight title. And that's going down on the zone. And that is a very, very, very good fight. Very good fight. So Rais Salim, I've been following Rais Salim for a long, long time. Angelo Leo, I've been following him as well. He's come a long way. And that's going to be an interesting fight on May 9th. Me personally, I don't know what the odds are for that fight, but I think I'm leaning towards Rais Salim, and I'm not just saying that because he gave me an interview a couple years ago. I'm not saying it for that reason, but I think he's the more skilled fighter, and Rais Salim has a very, very unique style in terms of offensively. He's very unique. So he's not the easiest guy to get prepared for. He's not the easiest guy to fight. And I think Angelo Leo, over the years, he's gotten more productive in terms of power punching. But Rais Salim can pretty much do it all. So it's going to be interesting to see if Angelo Leo can kind of solve the puzzle that is Rais Salim, and see if he can win the IBF featherweight title. Just a second. Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to that particular fight, and that should be all action. That should be all action. I haven't seen Rais Salim or Angelo Leo in a boring fight, and if they were in a boring fight, it wasn't because of them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely looking out for that particular matchup. Also in the news, Dalton Smith, the newly crowned 140-pound champion of the world, WBC, first title defense, June 6th, is going down. It's going down, and it's going to be an interesting first title defense. It's going to be against Alberto Puello, and Alberto Puello is, man, that's a tough first title defense for Dalton Smith. That's a really tough fight. Now, it's going to be in England. It's going to be on his home turf. But when it comes down to Alberto Puello, that's a very tough opponent. Very tough opponent. My guy, Jay Will in the building, man, said G5, what up, man? Jay Will, what's going on, bro? Big shout out to you. How I'm sounding on the volume, yo. Am I sounding good? Am I sounding put a 1 in the chat if I'm sounding all right. Jay Will said Puello stay getting title shots. I got him winning though. I don't know. I don't know how much brown bag money he's serving up, man. But he stay getting the title shot, bro. He stay getting the title shot. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, for the people that don't know, that's the same person that beat Gary Antoine Russell, and that was one of them fights where I'm not even, you know what? I'm not even gonna say that. I was getting ready to say he outclassed him, but Gary Antoine Russell just fought the wrong fight. He really fought the wrong fight against Puello. Puello is a slick defensive fighter. He likes to counter punch, and he likes to fight at a slower pace. So if he's fighting at a slower pace, if you're going up against Puello, your job is to quicken the pace. Quicken the pace. See the shot, throw the shot. Make sure the pace is consistent against a guy like Puello, because Puello will have you looking silly out there. He'll have you looking silly out here in these streets for sure. Jay Will said, Puello, Cambosis, Ryan, stay getting title shots. Yeah, you ain't lying, bro. You are not lying. Cambosis, I swear, like his last like 4 out of 5 fights has been title fights. Like, it's crazy. It don't matter if he's the champion, the challenger. It don't matter. It don't matter if he's 20th, 25th in the rankings. He's going to find a way to get a title shot right along with Puello. Puello he's like the new Cambosis. You know what I'm saying? Like, Puello stay getting title shots. Stay getting title shots for sure, bro. Yeah, it's funny, bro. It's funny. All right, you said we 100 on the volume. That's what's up. AJ Will, but you said you like Puello in the fight. I actually like Dalton Smith in the fight, yo. I actually like Dalton Smith in the fight. But I'm gonna tell you why, though. I'm gonna tell you why. The thing with Dalton Smith, he's a young guy. So he don't know he should be cautious against an Alberto Puello. Like, he don't know none of that stuff. Like, he's so young. Like, I think he's gonna go in there and actually just fight his regular fight. And people think that Dalton Smith is a brawler because of how he won the title. That's actually not the case. That's actually not the case. Like, Dalton Smith is a guy that can pretty much do it all. He got a pretty solid jab. He throws real sharp hooks. He's really good offensively. He transitions from offense to defense pretty good, and he transitions from defense to offense pretty good as well. I think this is going to be a tough fight, Jay Will. I think it's going to be a really, really tough fight, but I think he's just going to eke out a decision just because of the activity, and part of my reasoning for that is because it's going down in England. It's going down in England, so you know how I go. Out in the UK, if you fighting on home turf and you the champion, you got at least one scorecard in the bag. You got at least one in the bag. I think Jay Will said for sure a close fight. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a real close fight. I think it's gonna be a really, really close fight between them two. But don't get me wrong, I wouldn't be surprised if Puello pulls off. Do we consider that an upset though? If Puello beats Dalton Smith, is that an upset? And I forget the betting odds and things like that. Like, as boxing fans, like boxing hardcore fans, like, if Alberto Puello beats Dalton Smith, is that considered an upset? Like, and I'm talking about just pure boxing skill, talent, just pedigree. Like, would we consider that an upset, or are we thinking like this is like a 50-50 fight? Like, what y'all thinking on that? Like, what are y'all actually thinking on that? Because that's the odds makers is probably going to have it Dalton Smith probably a 2-1 favorite, something like that. But just us boxing heads, we know how good of a fighter Alberto Puello can be. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a really, really good fighter. Like, that's the type of guy that champions used to pay step aside money for, just so they wouldn't have to fight. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, 10 years, 15 years ago, like, paying step aside money was a thing back then. But Alberto Puello was one of them guys. If this was 10, 15 years ago, oh man, he'd have been collecting millions in step aside money just not to fight. You know what I'm saying? Jay Will said, Bruce, what up? 50-50. Yeah, definitely 50-50. It's definitely a 50-50 fight for sure. He said, I don't see it as an upset. Yeah, see, I don't see it as an upset either. Like, when they announced the fight, I was like, ugh. I was like, ooh. I was like, damn. I was like, that's a tough fight for your first title defense. AJ Will, you know what this fight remind me of, yo? And I'm talking about circumstances. I'm not talking about the actual fight. Remember when Terrence Bud Crawford won his title at 135 pounds, and he got into a back and forth with Bob Arum, and he was like, he wanted a home game. He was like, I want to fight in Omaha, Nebraska for my first title defense. And what did Bob Arum do? He gave him Yuriorkis Gamboa. Now, at that particular time, I don't think we looked at that particular fight as a 50-50, but we was like, yo, like that's a really, really tough matchup for a first title defense. That's what it kind of reminds me of. You know, Dalton Smith getting Pollo. It's kind of similar to Bud getting Gamboa back then. Like that's a crazy first title defense. But the one thing that does show is that Dalton Smith he not ducking no smoke. He not ducking no smoke. And how Dalton Smith won the title, it's so crazy because he was able to win the title basically in a dogfight. But if you watch Dalton Smith throughout his career, like he's much more than that. Like he's much, much more than that. So a lot of people were just introduced to Dalton Smith in his last fight. So they probably don't think he can box. They probably don't think he got a jab. They probably don't think he got no defense or none of that based off of that last fight. You know what I'm saying? Jay Will, let's see. Jay Will, Buzz said that was the most hurt he was against Gamboa. Yeah. Terrence Crawford definitely had the stank leg in that fight for sure. And on top of that, Gamboa won the first, like, what was it, like 3 rounds? It was like 3 rounds, maybe. Yeah, I would say the first 3 rounds, like clearly, he won the first 3 rounds against Bud in that particular fight. And Bud had to come back and go get that. Like it was either knock him out or you might lose on the cards. Like I remember that fight vividly. Like I definitely remember that fight for sure. But yo, let's get into the meat and the potatoes. Like let's get into the meat and the potatoes right now. I really want to get into kind of like some of the hottest topics that's going on right now. So Golden Boy got an extension with DAZN. Which I found very, very interesting because of the Virgil Ortiz situation. For them to get an extension and they don't have Virgil Ortiz in the fold right now, like I thought that was pretty impressive that they was able to actually pull that off. So the people that don't know, Golden Boy had a contract with DAZN that ended December 31st, 2025. So they didn't have a renewal. So during that whole time, January, February, it was supposed to have been Virgil Ortiz versus Boots. That's what we were supposed to get. It was a bunch of back and forth going on as far as both parties in the media and all that. And what happened was Virgil Ortiz ended up suing Golden Boy. And I was like, that's the biggest mistake you could possibly make. Because as a fighter, you don't want to be in court. Like no fighter should let nobody in their team convince them they need to sue their promoter. Like that's just a no-no because it's just going to stall your career. So now Golden Boy has a contract, an extension with DAZN. And now what happens? We all know Oscar De La Hoya, Clapback Thursdays. I love Clapback Thursdays because Oscar De La Hoya be on there talking a bunch of talk. Now, whether it's nonsense or garbage, that's something completely different. You know what I'm saying? But he be on there talking that talk. You know what I'm saying? I got my dog in here, man. In this corner podcast, man. He says, salute, man. Glad Greg Hackett got his channel back. Yeah, man, I'm super happy that Greg Hackett got his channel back, man. He's one of the voices, you know what I'm saying? Like he's one of the voices in boxing, you know, whether you love him, hate him, or in between, man, you're going to tune in and watch him. And he's gone from being on YSM's channel, YSM Sports Media. Big shout out to Millie. You know, he was on his channel all the time, and then he ventured out, you know, got his own channel. And what makes things so crazy about that situation is that I believe he got set up. I believe somebody set him up. And, you know, we work extremely hard, you know, at what we do, man. And for some people, these are, you know, this is their livelihood. You know what I'm saying? So I have nothing but the utmost respect for Greg Hackett, man. I'm so glad that he got his channel back, man. In his corner podcast, well said, man. Well said. Jay Will, the Zone has all the promotions but Zuffa and PBC. I see PBC going with the Zone sooner than later with the Jai Opataya fiasco. I think Zuffa is in a tough spot. Jay Will, you always thinking the way I'm thinking, bro, because I was getting ready to get into that, bro. So with Golden Boy getting an extension with the Zone, so now there's Golden Boy. You got Top Rank. They just got their deal with the Zone. Matchroom was already in the building. They have all of the major promotions, like you said, Jay Will, except for PBC and except for Zuffa. Now, as far as PBC is concerned, I don't know if they're going to sign with the Zone. Don't forget, they still have that Amazon deal, quote unquote. They still have that Amazon deal that they signed a while ago. But you know, Amazon is not really invested in boxing. Like that's one of them deals. Like, hey, if you got a big fight for the casuals, come bring it over to Amazon so we can make a couple dollars. That's one of them type of deals for PBC and Amazon. Amazon is not really locked in, but because they have the Amazon deal, I don't know if they're going to be able to sign even a non-exclusive deal with the Zone. I'm not sure, Jay. Well, we're going to have to look into that. But the most important thing that you said was Zuffa, Dana White, Zuffa Boxing. Now, I know Zuffa Boxing got the deal with Sky Sports out there in the UK, which is a good look for them. That's definitely a good look. But with all the promotional companies being with, the Zone, and then Zuffa's kind of in their own lane, like, what does this mean for the Zuffa fighters? Will they have an opportunity to go on the Zone? Like, will Zuffa allow them to be on the Zone? It don't look like it. It don't look like it at all. It don't look like it at all, because you have a situation now where Zuffa is trying to petition to have their own league, trying to have their own belts and all those other things. And that's where the Ali Act comes in. And the Ali Act, that's a whole separate topic. I'm going to do a whole separate video on that. But Dana White wants Zuffa Boxing to have the same setup as the UFC. And that's something that he's striving for. And if that's the case, he's not going to want any of his fighters fighting outside of the Zuffa umbrella. That's why we have about, I don't know where we're at. Like, it's definitely over 100 fighters that signed with Zuffa. Probably between over 100, but under 150. But all of those fighters are going to have to fight in-house fights. You know what I'm saying? And because of the Jai Opataya situation, Jai Opataya, he won the Zuffa championship against Brandon Glanton, but the IBF stripped him of the title once that fight happened. So all of the champions that have belts, they're probably not going to go over to Zuffa because they know that the sanctioning bodies are probably going to strip them at the end of the day. So Dana White and Zuffa, they're really, really in a bad spot in terms of that situation. And it's one of them things where they say they're not going to acknowledge the sanctioning bodies. It's beyond the sanctioning bodies at this point. It's everybody else is on the opposite side of the street. You know what I'm saying? If the kids is on the right side of the street playing and the ice cream truck is on the right side of the street and you over there on the left-hand side and ain't no kids over there, ain't no ice cream trucks or nothing like that, like, you're isolated. You're isolated at the end of the day, no matter how you slice it. So Dana White and all of them, like, and Zuffa, they're just gonna have to deal with it unless Dana White says, hey, I'm gonna allow my guys to play ball across the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a nasty situation. That's some nasty work that they're gonna have to work through for for Dana White and Zuffa. Big shout out to Laser Sharp Gaming, man. He said, yo, bro, big shout out to Lil Bro, man. Laser Sharp Gaming. Hey, anybody that's into gaming, you know what I'm saying? You play video games, all that good stuff, man. Definitely subscribe to Laser Sharp Gaming. Definitely. I ain't hopped on the sticks in a minute, you know what I mean? with the PlayStation and all that, man. But that's little bro lame, man. Love my little bro to death, man. Definitely go subscribe to him for sure. Jay Will, hold on just a second. Did my dog get in the building? Everybody,
Mic check.
OG box, mic check, man. Boxing First Blog is in the building. What is going on, bro?
Man, just happy to be home, kind of in and out the heat. So y'all deal with me. I'm got this icy and
Go ahead.
Trying to cool off, baby. Just got in from work, but couldn't miss the convo.
Yes, sir. So, just to catch you up, bro. What we talking about is basically the zone pretty much getting all of the action right now. Golden Boy signed a deal with the zone. Top Rank signed a deal with the zone. Matchroom's already been over there. So we was talking about how Zuffa and Dana White are pretty much out in the cold at this point. They gonna have to fight all in-house fights. And
well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying you wrong, but I know backdoor they got something going on with Ring and something going on with Turkey. So somehow they still might be tied into the zone somehow, because that's Turkey platform pretty much. Well, not his per se, but that's where he throws his parties at. So with him, the Ring, them bozos from the Ring and Zuffa all being kind of linked together, I think they might send some of their guys over. That's how I think it might be. You know what I mean? Where they're still eating, but they still want to be their own quote unquote league, because that's what it seems like.
Yeah. Jay Will said, "What up, vlog?" Big shout out to Jay Will for sure. Jay Will said, Obatiah, I can't see Obatiah getting in the unification and cruiserweight. He might have to go to heavyweight. Zuffa has F.A. Ajagba, which wouldn't be a bad matchup. But the thing is, bro, with Jai Opataya, if he goes to heavyweight and let's say he can't get any fights outside of Zuffa, the only fight he would have is F.A. Ajagba or Charles Martin. Those are only two heavyweights that I'm aware of. Oh, and Andy Ruiz. But I had somebody tell me that deal wasn't final, but I'm almost sure that it is. So if Jai Opataya goes up to heavyweight, those are the only three guys he could potentially fight at heavyweight, which is nasty work. That's nasty work. You know what I'm saying? But you only got to pick of three guys. Go ahead, Flo.
I'm thinking these pay scales aren't across the board.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, because you talking Ruiz, you talking Jay Opataya. These dudes ain't taking no basic pay scale when they can make what you want to get them for 6 fights in one. So you know what I mean? I'm questioning that pay scale when they start signing Andy Ruiz and guys up such as that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go off camera for a little bit, but I'm in here.
You good. Ty Finney the Legend said, "What up, bro?"
Ty, what's happening, family?
We got Serrata TV 13. Big shout out to you, family. Said Fundora destroying Thurman. Let's get into it. Man. Sebastian Fundora versus Keith. One time Thurman's going down this Saturday, man, for the 154-pound championship of the world, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. We talk off camera all the time, man. Like, I wasn't really excited about this fight, but as the fight's getting closer, I'm a little more intrigued about this fight, man. I'm gonna definitely.
I got a question. I heard something the other day. I'm all over the boxing platform. So one of the pundits that I tap in with, I heard him say Thurman's a Hall of Famer if he wins this fight. Being as though you're an insider and you're that guy for me, I want to know your feelings on a statement such as that.
If Keith Thurman's a Hall of Famer, if he wins this fight,
I mean, he mentioned some names. He mentioned Garcia. He mentioned some guys that he beat, and I'm like, okay, I started listening a little bit, but I wasn't quite there yet, so that's why I'm asking you.
I don't think I'm there yet. I think Keith Thurman has had a good career. I think part of the reason why I wouldn't put him in the Hall of Fame is strictly because of the inactivity in the back half of his career. Outside of his last fight, bro, this would be his second fight, I think, in like 4 years. Like literally. Like 4 years.
So his that's what I wanted to ask you about. So do you think his layoff was protection of Spence or more protection of him? Like them.
I think he had legit injuries. I will say that. I think he had legit injuries. Do I think some politics was involved? Probably so. But I think it was mostly injuries. I think at one point, I think he was just physically breaking down. And because before he went on his layoff, like he was on a nice run. He was on a
That's
nice
why I asked
run.
the question after I listened to him. I was like, damn, okay. He mentioned some names. And I was like, okay. You know what I mean? So I said, so I gotta ask Five when I talk to him.
Yeah, the only reason I'll say I'm not there yet is because anybody that I would consider like Hall of Fame worthy, like at some point in your career, like you had to be the clear man in a division, like for a minute. And I'm like, I know Keith Thurman was a title holder at 147. It was really at no point in his career where I felt like Keith Thurman was like that dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be that dude at some point during your career for me to be like, yo, like, I think he's, like Hall of Fame bound. Or you had to have had a nice run of like victories that are like up here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there yet, bro. That was a good I don't know how they got on that topic, but
he said that out of his own mouth. He this guy I'm talking about, he do you know how I do. I talk about my betting on boxing, so you know what I mean, that's like his little forte. But his name 3D boxing. You know what I mean? He out of Texas, white boy out of Texas. Cool people, sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. That's an interesting question because this is how I look at it, bro. If Thurman's a Hall of Famer, then I gotta throw Spence in there because technically Spence has probably done more than Thurman.
But they protected Spence from Thurman, so I can't use that as a. I think they did. I think they wanted that Bud fight so bad that they didn't not want Spence to lose before that Bud fight happened. So he got Danny Garcia later in Danny Garcia's career. Obviously, when he was a lot bigger than Danny, you know what I mean? So you know.
Well, when you think about it, though, Thurman was a champion when Spence. This was before Spence got the Kell Brook fight. Now I know
that's my point. I know, but that's my point. Why not after that fact that he proved himself? Why not give him the Thurman fight?
Well, the thing is, we gotta partially blame Spence for that too, because Spence got on camera plenty of times and he said once he became champion, he would never fight Thurman. He said that because he said because Thurman didn't give him a shot when Thurman had the belt and he didn't have a belt. So part of this is Spence too. Part of that is Spence too.
Yeah, I do remember that being being something that was there.
Spence was on some bullshit too. He was definitely on some bullshit. Jay Will, he said, I've had guys on here tell me Tank, T.O., Devin are all Hall of Famers. Keith beats Fundora. I do think he should get some Hall of Fame consideration. Borderline guy.
I like that take. I respect that take. I have no take. I have no take on that question I asked because it's just such an unfulfilled career in my estimation. I don't think one fight, can catapult.
I'm not there, bro.
If we get a couple title defenses, if we get
now we talking.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like if he fights a not Josh, is it Josh Kelly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if he fights a Kelly and takes that belt, unify something of that nature, I could see it. You know what I mean? Because you're talking about having that hiatus, still having something left. You know what I mean?
Let me run something at you real quick since we on that topic. And Jay Will, that's a good point too. That's a good point. If Keith Thurman beats Fundora, beats Kelly, and let's just say this Xander Zayas boots thing happens, and we'll get to that in a little bit. and let's just say he runs the table, if he goes unified, if he goes undisputed at 54, does that lock in Hall of Fame for you?
Oh, that's guaranteed. At 37, 38 years old? Oh, hell yeah.
He would have to run that he would have to run that. By the time he run that off, he gonna be like 40.
But I ain't gonna fraud. I don't think he beat Xander Zayas. I think it's too much of a size difference, just a natural size difference, not a height thing. I'm talking about just a natural size difference. And I wouldn't think he beat Xander Zayas at this point in his career.
Does he beat Kelly? Does he beat Kelly?
I think he could beat Kelly at this point in his career because Kelly's not confrontational enough. You have to be somebody like a Fundora. You have to be confrontational to beat this man at what he's good at. This man is good at boxing, so you have to take the fight to this guy. And what's crazy about this fight now we talking about it, do you know he got a slightly better knockout percentage than Fundora? And Fundora's supposed to be the monster? Thurman got 23 knockouts. Fundora got 15. Slightly better compared to almost compatible compared to how many fights.
Yeah, I mean percentage. Yeah, I was going to say percentage-wise, but Thurman got a lot more fights too, though.
That's why I said it's close. Yeah, it's close, but it's still higher. You know what I mean?
I think the thing that's crazy about that is the crazy thing about that statement is I think Keith Thurman knockouts equals up to the amount of fights that Fundora's had in his career. I think Fundora's had like 22, 23 fights. No,
he had 25 fights, 15 knockouts.
Close enough. Close enough. You know what I mean? For sure. Jay Will said Danny Garcia and Sean Porter are considered borderline Hall of Famers. I don't believe either one of them are Hall of Famers.
Agreed.
I don't even think they're borderline. I think they're good fighters. I don't believe they're borderline.
If you put somebody in the Hall of Fame based on their resume, Porter could probably make it.
Hold on. Now. So who's had the better career, Danny or Porter?
No, I'm just saying resume. As far as
that's what I'm going. That's what I'm going.
I think Porter has a better resume.
I think Danny got the better resume though. I think Danny's accomplished more.
I wouldn't deny that because I don't think Porter won a title at 140. So yeah, I give you that.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I don't like neither one of them as far as Hall of Fame is concerned. Like,
no doubt. Agreed.
Yeah. Jay Will said G5 and vlog. Just my opinion. I think if Keith beats Fundora, we'll get Keith versus Spence next. I think I don't agree with that. I'm gonna tell you why though, Jay Will. Spence seemed like one of them hard head dudes. Like he seemed like one of them dudes. He's a kid. You tell the kids don't touch the oven because it's hot. Spence looked like one of them dudes that had touched the oven like 3-4 times. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what you tell them, you know what I mean?
You think that? I think that's the biggest fight. No, I ain't gonna fraud. That's the biggest fight they can have outside of the promotion that they're doing for this fight. This fight is promoted so excellently well that we on here talking about it. And it's a clash of ages, it's a clash of styles, it's a clash of physical attributes, but it's actually a boxing clash. And
it's a good fight. I agree with you, bro. I think it's a good fight.
Not even the winner of this. I think Thurman would have to win this for that to be a big fight. For PBC to have another big fight on their hands and kind of keep themselves building, getting that groove back.
Yeah, PBC is gonna have to. I don't believe it's gonna happen, but they need for it to happen. Like if Thurman wins against Fundora, they need that. They need that one-time Thurman and Spence fight for like an Amazon promotion because they still got their Amazon deal.
Yeah, they got to sell that. You got to sell that.
They got to sell that. They got to sell that. I got a question. Big dog. For PBC, who do you think they want to win the fight? You think
they want Thurman to win? I think they want. Yeah, because look, because Thurman is a short sell, quick package. Fundora taking the loss. Somebody we kind of seen him in that losing position.
Yeah.
We seen him in some dog fights. You can shelf him, let him heal up a little bit, and bring him back in another year and put him right back in that same position.
Hey, Vlog, let's cook real quick. So I feel like that's a solid question. Like, what?
No doubt.
The promotion one. So check this out. Keith Thurman wins the belt, right? I'm gonna run off a couple names for you. They can give him Keith Thurman Spence, Amazon. They can give him Keith Thurman Mel Charlo, Amazon. That's 2 right there. And on top of that, if you want to go unification, Eddie Hearn definitely doing business. He definitely doing business. That's him and Josh Kelly. Unification fight.
That's my first name would have been, but I don't know if Kelly's willing. I mean, you might have to pay him $1.5 bags to get him to come over here. And at this point in Thurman's career, I don't think that's something you would even ask him to do.
I think, to be honest with you, bro, I don't know if Kelly fan base travels. That's
why I said that's why I said he will want $1.5 bags to sacrifice himself to like that. You know what I mean? To not have that.
But to be honest,
kind of home cooking.
Keith Thurman just traveled last year though.
Did he go that far?
Yeah.
I mean, South America, where'd he go? Like
was he in Australia? I want to say Australia. He traveled in his last fight. He got a stoppage too. Yeah, he got a stoppage. Okay. I'm not gonna say it's impossible. They throw the bag at him. I think he going. I mean,
for legacy's sake, I would think he would. Yeah, but it's not something I would. But that's again, you asking him to be the B-side. You see what I'm saying? Like,
ooh, I don't know, bro. Like, he'll be the B-side in terms of like if you got to go to Kelly hometown. But I'm talking like credentials. He's not. He's not B-side as far as credentials is concerned.
That's not gonna matter over there because them credentials over there dealing with Queensberry and all of those type of promotions. I don't think they're gonna let your Western cachet allow you to dictate. You know what I mean?
But but hold on, check this out though. Brandon Figueroa just went over there. He was up on the cards. He was up on the cards against Nick Ball. They was gonna give him a decision. They was gonna give him a decision, bro.
I thought he was down on one of them judges' cards.
Yeah, one of them judges' cards was Cheeks. It was definitely Cheeks. Okay. But the other two, they had it right. They had the 2 scorecards that we had.
Okay.
They had the 2 scorecards that we had. So they were solid. They were solid on that one. I'm not saying they're gonna be solid every time, but they were solid. They were solid on that, bro. For sure. Jay Will said 160 is weak with Carlos Adames moving up to 168. Janabek's supposed to move up as well. Let Fundora build back up at 160. I can see that at 160. Listen, let's cook on that real quick. At 160, if Adames goes up to 168, looks like he is. Janabek, He should work in a lab somewhere, bro. Janabek should just work in a lab because what he's on is beyond space juice. It's beyond space juice. I don't know what new term you have for it, Vlog, but Janabek is on that's next level stuff that he on, bro.
Hey, that's that synthetic simulation. Can
I get that one more time, dog?
That's that synthetic simulation. he trying to get back to being a regular human.
Yo, that is hilarious, bro. Yo, but with Janabek possibly going up to 68, Carlos Adames going up to 68, who is actually at 160? Like who?
Laura's still there.
Laura's
still there waiting.
So Laura is what, 40? Is he 40? 41?
Yeah.
Yo, listen.
Somebody come take his belt.
Vlog, you know the thing that's crazy, bro? Here's the thing that's crazy. I think Laura's like 40, 41 years old. He will be the legit man at 160 if Adames and Janabek leaves. Now, how crazy is that? He will be the legit man at 160.
In this, I mean, but how long? I mean, can you right now? You think Mel could beat Laura?
I ain't seen Mel in so
Not
long,
Mel.
bro.
I meant Maul. I meant
Maul.
Yeah.
Definitely. Maul definitely. Yeah. Maul.
You think he can even make 160?
Hell no, he can't make 160. That was a hypothetical question.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah. I'm just saying.
I thought you was talking about Mel moving up to 60.
What Maul? Either one of them.
Maul
is 68. Either brother. Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying, like, if like for a title opportunity or a payday, because it's all PBC action. So I'm just asking, like, based on that concept.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see Mel going up to 160 and being a factor like that. I mean, I think he could, but he just, I don't know. I like Maul chances of coming down in weight. I mean, Big Bro coming down, but
hey, bro,
you're right.
But that
it's hard to come down as you get older.
Exactly.
I know.
Just don't. Yeah.
I know.
Straight facts, bro. Straight facts. Jay Will said once. Hold on, no, I read that one. My bad. Jay Will laughing. Said G5 Laura be. Oh my God, Laura be 43 in April. Yikes. Damn. Oh, I got a question. Hold on, Jay. What he said? Cuban years. He probably older. Yeah, Laura might be a smooth 50. He might be a smooth. He might be a smooth 50 years old, bro. He might be a smooth 50.
That remind me of that. That remind me of that baseball dude. That mother was like 19 out there playing in the little league.
Yeah, he's playing in the little league.
Throwing no-nos. He was out there throwing no-nos.
Yeah, we're like, why the little league dude smell like beer, man? What's going on?
That motherfucker got a cigarette. He was like, he got a cigarette behind his ear.
He got cigarette burns on his jersey. I'm like, you're supposed to be in the little leagues. That is funny. Yo, question for you. I'm gonna put the hypothetical out there, right? And this will lead us perfectly into the main topic before we get about this thing. Carlos Adames leaves 160. Janabek leaves 160. Laura's the man at 160 pounds. If Boots can't get a fight with Xander Zayas, if Boots can't get a fight with Josh Kelly, does he run the risk to go all the way up to 160 to go get Laura?
I mean, I wouldn't say he would have to go get Laura because them belts are obviously going to be vacated to a certain extent. You're going to kind of have some email champions, some mailbox champions. So I wouldn't think that would have to be per se the route, but that would be. But I don't know because if Laura's still tied to PBC, I don't think he's going to get that fight because PBC ain't never wanted to really do no real business with Boots like that. Outside of give him a little bit of shine because Showtime told them they had to have some skill on the card. You know what I mean? They didn't want to see the Mill Nickies, so they had to put somebody on these Showtime cards with some skill. So Boots and Sadada Promotions got called up.
So let me run this by you real quick, bro. Let me run this by you. So let's go back to Boots. Boots can't get a Xander Zayas fight. Boots can't get a Josh Kelly fight. Obviously Thurman and Fundora fighting this weekend, so that situation is not in play. Adames moves up, Janabek moves up. Laura's the only champion at 100.
Take the fight. He mops Laura.
So he mops Laura. Now, for Boots, if he was to take a fight at 160 for one of the vacant straps against just a general opponent,
it does nothing for him.
That?
It does not as far as this modern era. Not as far as this modern era. It won't do anything for him.
Okay.
But what you asking this questions, that tells me that Eddie Hearn should be taken out back and horsewhip if he cannot get Boots. What am I paying you for? Like, you know what I mean?
Bro,
like,
listen,
like, come on.
You know the
like,
thing that's crazy? The thing that's crazy is that Eddie Hearn, and I just want to give a really, really quick history lesson when it comes down to Eddie Hearn and the American fighter. More importantly, the Black American fighter. The Black American fighter and Eddie Hearn. I want to give a quick history lesson. So Eddie Hearn, he had Tevin Farmer at one point, and Tevin Farmer was in play for a Tank Davis fight during those times. Never pulled the trigger. Never made it happen. Now, part of that was because of Tevin Farmer, because I feel like he turned down some bread that he shouldn't have turned down. You know what I'm saying? So we had that situation, and he fought a bunch of fights against B-, C level, even D level fighters. You know what I'm saying? And Eddie Hearn went through that. Then he had Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade could not get the money fight. Couldn't get the money fight. Couldn't get the big fight. This was all under Eddie Hearn. So if Boots can't get Xander Zayas, if Boots can't get Josh Kelly, he can't get the winner of Keith Thurman and Fundora. If that situation with Adames and Janibek moving up, it's a legit question. Like, should Boots even entertain any vacant title against a guy that nobody knows? Like, he would technically he would have a world title in a second weight division, technically, but it would do nothing for his career. Like, he needs a Xander Zayas. I think out of anybody in the sport of boxing, I think Boots needs the big name the most out of anybody in boxing.
All right, question.
Yes,
The Boots on the table. I know we're gonna wrap it up with the Thurman situation, but is this a bigger fight than the Ortiz fight? Take the titles off the line. Is the Xander Zayas name a bigger name than Virgil Ortiz?
That's a tough question. And you said I'm taking the belts out?
Yeah, we just talked because obviously there was no belt involved with Virgil because he's an interim champ, so he walking around with a paper strap that got WBC written on it. Was it written in pencil? Man, Sharpie? Pencil. Because they got to erase it. Because it says interim.
Okay.
They got to keep changing the date.
I got a 2-part answer for you. From a straight boxing standpoint, I feel like Virgil Ortiz has fought the better competition. I think his name is more respected in the boxing streets than a Xander Zayas. So I would say Xander Zayas is not the bigger fight. But as far as the situation with Xander Zayas having Puerto Rico behind him, it might be a bigger fight in terms of eyeballs watching. You know what I'm saying? So I would say Virgil's still the bigger fight, but I don't think Virgil got that kind of support out here in these streets like that, bro. Well, that's why I said what I said. That's why I said what I said. I said from a boxing standpoint, I feel like Virgil Ortiz is the bigger name. He has more cachet. But from a business and money standpoint, Xander Zayas and Boots probably sells more than Virgil Ortiz. So it kind of depends on how you looking at it. You know what I'm saying?
And honestly, I don't even think Virgil got more cachet because you're an interim champion.
I get that. No, you said take away the belts.
That is for measuring each fighter in a Boots situation. Each fighter going up against Boots because Boots is not going up against them. They're going up against Boots. That's why I was saying take the straps out. But when you're regulating the two Latin fighters to each other, the straps got to automatically come into play. So that means that Top Rank is a better promotional team than Golden Boy is because they never actually legitimately put him in a title fight. Never even talked about pushing for a actual title fight at 154 ever. And he's been.
No, but take away the belts. But take away the belts, bro. Virgil do got the better wins, though. He got a better resume.
All right, bro. Virgil. All right, bro. I broke his resume down. Virgil is only beating people that somebody else beat. Virgil is the dude.
That's still better than Zayas, though.
Not in my estimation. When you got three interim,
who was he?
It don't matter. He got
it
both the belts.
Matter. We talk about resume,
not to
bro.
me.
Not resume. You said resume,
all right,
not me.
But okay, hold up. But your resume is weak when your resume didn't get you nothing accomplished. So your resume's weak. That's how I'm adding it up. That's how I'm adding it up.
I'm cool with you adding it up like that. But even with that being said, it's still better than Zayas' resume. It's still better than Zayas' resume. But everything you just said is still better than Zayas' resume.
Not when you go down to the bottom or you start at the top of each resume or box rec and it says unification. It says unified world champion. Right. And when you look and when you scroll down or by your boy John, all of his interim titles that he's fought for, the same belt. How many times you fighting for the same belt as an interim champion?
But Vlog, this is why I asked you the question before we got into the topic. I said, are we talking belts or no? You just referenced belts.
Yeah. But I told you. That's why I said. But hold up. Listen, you misheard me. I said rating them two compared to Boots. What the style of fight? Which fight is bigger between the two against Boots? Then when we separated Boots out of it, we're talking about them rating against each other. I believe Xander Zayas has a better resume because his resume has something that it equaled out to. You're saying Virgil has a better resume because he's fought a couple guys with some names.
Right. But
okay.
So basically, here's the thing. Xander Zayas is a unified champion because he fought somebody that was a champion without a name. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Before that, we can't pinpoint one fighter that Zayas has fought, and we're like, yo, that was a legit win against a legit dude.
And I could say the same thing about your boy. I could actually say the same thing about your boy.
What's Virgil Ortiz's top victories?
I can't give you a top victory when you're beating people that just woken up from being knocked out by somebody else.
But those opponents are still better than Zayas' opponents. They're still better.
Obviously, they not that much better because they didn't go into them fights with no world titles around their waist.
Bro, you can't. But you're not giving me anybody Zayas' beat though.
I can't per se that top rank. I know what you're saying, and I know top rank cupcaked him to them belts. They waited till the landscape fell apart. The Madramal situation, he lost his strap. I mean, they kind of waited for the landscape to fall apart before they slid him in there. I get that. That's a great way to move. Mm-hmm. It still doesn't take away from the ending results of the moves. The moves got him the straps. So the moves that what's the name made were to fight people that have recognizable names. Yes. But those names didn't come into that fight with no zero on it. And those names didn't come into the fight leading you to a world title after beating those names.
But Vlog, you got to remember, you do every single episode with me. You told me Top Rank give out cupcakes like ain't no such thing as a diet. So we can't take that same logic and give Zayas credit for it. We can't, bro. Those are your words.
Hold up. We actually can because that's the way boxing goes.
No, this me and you. We ain't talking about this. You and I, me and you, the people that are watching. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
Don't do me like that, man.
Bro, listen. Let me ask you this. I'll meet you in the middle of the street. I'll meet you.
No, don't. No, we gonna be.
No. Listen. I'm gonna keep it solid. No, I'm gonna meet you in the middle of the street, but this is a solid question coming up. The two biggest victories of Virgil Ortiz's career is Madrimov and Boachuk. Does Xander Zayas beat Madrimov and Boachuk at the time that Virgil fought him?
I think he beat Yeah, he beats both of them. He beats both of them. He beats Madrimov based on the length. That's going to give Madrimov trouble. The same way the semi-lengthy Virgil got a little bit of length with his frame. You know what I mean? So I think just that coiled way he was fighting and using that length, throwing them straights, because he wasn't throwing hella hooks in that fight. He was keeping Madrimov back with the straights. So I think the length would have wrecked him against Zayas, and Boychuk he don't have boxing IQ, and I give Xander Zayas that. He's at least an intelligent boxer.
But a lot of people felt like Boychuk beat Ortiz.
I don't disagree with that. I remember that fight clearly. I don't disagree with that. I thought it was a draw. But it wasn't a boxing match. That's the difference. I think Xander is going to actually bring boxing into those fights. Those were fights.
Where do you have Xander Zayas ranked at 54? Is he like top 3 for you? Top 5?
Right now he gotta be. He in the top 3. He a unified champ. The waters are not that deep. We don't know if Mel fighting at 154, if he going to 160. We don't know if they ever fighting again. Might be another 3 years. So just the names that's there, you know what I mean?
Listen. That's why I wanted to ask you that question. So you got, because of the belts primarily, he's top 3, kind of like automatically
default based on default.
Right. And you said you do think that he would beat Madrimov and Boychuk. Okay, all right. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that actually. Let's see. Jay Will said, you think Xander had to be the sacrificial lamb for Top Rank to sign with the Zone? To be honest,
I don't know if it's sacrificial. That's a bad way to put it, Will. I would say you have to agree. You have to make these fights. These platforms are not giving this cake ass. They're not giving out this money for these cupcake fights. The Canelo shit and the shit that what's the Russian boy? Triple G, the shit that they cashed up, they not doing that shit no more. Y'all want to make deals. We want to see fights being lined up. We want to see contracts being drawn up. And they had to show that. Yo, we got this contract drawn up to go fight Boots. You know what? Let's come in here and let's talk.
So Jay Will, the reason I don't think Xander Zayas was a sacrificial lamb is for 2 main reasons. Number one, the budgets for those fights are only between $1 million and 1.25. I don't think Xander Zayas had to be quote unquote a sacrificial lamb for them to get budgets of 1 million and 1.25. I think Aram can get that just off of the history of Top Rank and the cash the company has.
Because he looking at it wrong. He not understanding. All them signing that basic deal, it just opens up the pay-per-view market for the Dizan, for their upper shelf fighters, for the shoes and all of them.
Yeah, because it's Jay Will, the thing you got to remember, like Top Rank's deal is non-exclusive. Golden Boy's deal is non-exclusive. The only person that has an exclusive deal is actually Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. They're the only ones that have an exclusive deal with them. So basically, when you have a non-exclusive deal, you can look for deals outside of the one with the Zone for your bigger names and your bigger fighters. So that's why I'm saying Xander Zayas wasn't a sacrificial lamb. I think Top Rank actually got that off of just their history and their cachet. And you got to factor this in too. So let's just run with their narrative. Xander Zayas gets sacrificed for them to get a deal with the Zone. Think about it. Xander Zayas and Boots is going to do crazy money. It's going to do crazy money if it's in Vegas or wherever. That thing is going to do some numbers. So why would you sacrifice your young guy just to get an 8 to 10 fight deal with budgets between $1 million and $1.2 million? It don't make sense. You can't get none of the big names on those cards. So you're sacrificing a quote unquote star to put on 8 to 10 shows with guys that nobody knows.
No, you know what? You know what? You know what I think they found out? I think they found out what them dudes is getting paid when they send them over there. Cause you know they leased some of the Milnickies and them guys out. Oh, it's actually a bag fucking around over there. They had to start thinking about, okay, we don't have our own quote unquote in-house pay-per-view setup. They actually had to start thinking about that. We can't, like, they can't make money off of Xander Zayas with the cupcake fights any longer. Not as a world champion. You see what I mean?
No, I got you. But the thing is, with them not having a network deal, you're kind of in a sense, you're kind of like free agents almost. Like I feel like
that's why I said
I feel like he could take. So let's just say, let's run it. Xander Zayas and Boots. So Eddie Hearn say, hey, listen, we can get a one fight. We can get the zone just to pick up this fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can get the zone to pick up this fight. It could be a situation where like Amazon might have said like, hey man, bring that over here. Or Netflix might have been like, hey, let's broker one fight deal.
Exactly.
That's why I don't think he's a sacrificial.
He's a sacrificial lamb. Yeah, they just found out that you could do numbers. The viewerships have balanced out from them raising their rates. I just looked into them a couple days ago, see how they was doing. They said it's from what they're saying that their viewerships have balanced out from the rate raising. Like they've actually balanced out from what they lost to getting the money and all of that. So it worked itself out. It didn't start off well when they raised the rates and you know what I mean? And they had a bunch of garbage fights on and it's like, come on, bro. I don't want to see pub fight. So
it's a bag. It's a bag for the zone every month. It's a bag, but I'm like, if you're gonna give me what I want, I ain't got no problem paying the bag. Yeah, I got no problem paying the bag. Derek Wiltz in the building, man. Big shout out to Derek Wiltz, man. He said no belts. It's not a bigger fight. He's talking about the Xander Zayas and Virgil Ortiz situation. If you taking away.
Okay, so I would ask D, what makes Virgil a bigger fight? What has he accomplished that makes they both have their base of support. You know what I mean? And we know how Puerto Rico support their guys. We know how the SA support their guys. For Virgil, I don't know if he's a Ryan Garcia type of guy. I don't know that for fact because I haven't actually seen him sell anything out.
So question. So just everything put to the side, do you feel like Xander Zayas is just a better overall fighter than Virgil?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Okay, so that stems the opinions you've been having. Okay, all right, fair enough.
No, they both good fighters.
But you just feel like he's a better fighter
because he can actually box. Virgil is a fighter.
I respect that. I respect that.
Like this is boxing. This is not fighting. This is boxing. So
I'm not even arguing with you on that. I'm like, if you feel like he's a better fighter and you got reasons behind it, I'm riding with you. You good?
No,
bro. I'm not. Listen, I'm just saying. Like, I think before Zayas won the belts, I haven't heard too many people say that Zayas was a better fighter than Virgil. I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about just the boxing public.
You know why? Because people don't analyze the actual sport. These pundits that are in this game, they don't actually analyze the actual fight. The X's and O's, the ins and outs. They analyze this shit based on popularity, based on who said what and all of that. It's not based. That's not where I get my love of the sport from.
Hey, yo, for the people that's in the chat, man, the people that's listening, like, who do y'all think is the better fighter, Xander Zayas or Virgil Ortiz? Put it in the chat, man. Which one of y'all think is the better fighter, the actual better fighter, better skill fighter?
That's a trick question. Because in boxing there are styles. Virgil's style is very effective in the fight game. It makes him a fighter out of the term boxing. Right. Now, Xander Zayas on the flip side comes from the amateur-esque type of the base of boxing. Like, we're going to work on the jab. We're going to show you some basic movements. You're going to learn a lot of the fundamental things. Where Virgil's different. You're going to learn to be gritty. You're going to be tough in the ring. You're going to put your head down and go forward, that sort of style. So it's kind of tricky to say. Virgil's good at what he does. I think Xander's okay at what he does. He's not the best boxer I've ever seen.
I still don't think that takes away from the question, though. I think it's just who's the better fighter? Who the better fighter in your opinion, Xander or Virgil? They both have their own styles. All right,
then I can ask. You can say who's the better fighter. I would say Virgil. And if you flip that and say who's the better boxer, I would say Xander Zayas.
Okay, so those are two questions. Those two different questions, though. Like who's the better boxer?
I didn't ask that, though. That's all.
I didn't say who the better fighter.
The better fighter would probably be Virgil.
Okay, but you think Xander Zayas is a better pure boxer?
Yes,
I can respect that. No, I can respect that. Jay Will said Teixeira and Abbas versus Madrimov and Boachuk. Yeah. I mean, those are the top two names for each person, pretty much. Yeah. I mean,
Teixeira was a nice win. That was actually a solid win.
Teixeira was a solid win. That was a solid win. And Abbas was a champion. We can't disrespect that. You know what I mean?
But he was coming off injury, though. He was coming off injury, so
I agree.
Now that got to lead us into this conversation we need to have.
Yeah, for sure. Derek Wilt said, if the fight happens, I think Boots' speed will be too much for Xander. To be honest with you, bro, I think just.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
What style is Boots going to fight? Is he coming orthodox or is he fighting southpaw?
I think he fighting southpaw. He kind of reminds me of Bud. Like I haven't. The last time I seen Boots fight orthodox for more than one round, he was fighting at the 2300 arena in Philly. That's the last time I seen him fight orthodox for a full round. So I consider him just a southpaw fighter. He's a southpaw fighter.
I know that, but I'm saying to make it easier, whereas though you won't have to worry about foot placement, so many making your angles out of that, because you got to make your angles when it's southpaw versus orthodox. When it's orthodox angles kind of come naturally based on your movement. So,
but he's not used to fighting orthodox though, so I don't even think it would come.
I've seen him switch enough. I've seen him switch enough that.
But not
if they chose to go that way.
I don't see Boots in his fighting multiple rounds orthodox. I just don't see it. Like it's kind of like with Bud. Like with Bud primarily fights southpaw. We're talking like 90 to 95% of the time he's fighting southpaw. Boots is the exact same way. Actually, with him fighting southpaw, that actually gives him advantages over Xander's eyes, because Xander's gonna have to worry about foot placement and things like that. So
I give you that, and he's weaker between the two. So when it comes to that particular skill, so yeah,
absolutely.
But his feet ain't bad. Don't get it twisted. He knows how to keep his distance and things like that. But as far as that left right sort of situation and being on spot before you throw, because if your foot not in the right spot, you can be throwing and ain't got the foundation, and if you miss, it could be curtains. So foot placement is important.
Yeah, no, Zayas don't have bad puppies, man. He can move them. He can move them things when he needs to. Jay Will said that's a good debate. Who is a better opponent for Boots, Virgil or Xander? No, it's definitely a solid. It's definitely a solid question, like for sure. But I think in both fights, Boots. This is the one thing that I will say about Boots, and this is probably one of the few things that he's just going to have to show me. When you get to this upper echelon, I think Boots needs to be a little patient. You know what I'm saying? Because Boots has been so dominant. Sometimes he'll rush his work. Of course, it works out because he ends up getting his guys up out of there. But if you take both of the Karen fights, like he was really pressing. You know, especially the first fight, he was really pressing and he wasn't really cutting off the ring. The second fight, he was more successful, but he was still doing a lot of pressing. Like he's gonna have to get a little more patient, depending on really
different. This different, man. This is probably gonna be the cleanest work we've seen Bozy do. This gonna be the sharpest we've ever seen Boots. all of the having to remind him the way we've heard be done in the corner, we're not going to see none of that. I think we're going to see the ability to change the game plan up. So that's why I think we're going to see him in orthodox in this fight, because you want to be able to keep the champ on his toes. You want to test the guy that ain't never really been tested with boxing IQ type of stuff, not physicality type of stuff, because the boxing IQ is going to end up making the physicality part that much easier. So I think they're gonna be sharp, bro, because this is what they've been waiting for. Like, there's been so much talk, so much backlash, so much cap from Champ side. Champ side. My apologies. I meant Champ side. Guys like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like the Ennis family waiting on this, man. It's gonna be the cleanest that you've ever seen this dude, bro. We ain't going to see none of that nonsense that Jeff is talking about right now, man. And it's not Jeff talking about it as if he hating, but we have seen it. We've seen him lead the chin out there a little bit too long, taking shots he shouldn't be. And we call that playing with your food. This is different. This legacy, this unification, this, Puerto Rico against the BAs. It's real big, man. It's real big, man.
Hey, bro, you wanna know what Boots I would like to see? Like when Boots fought in AC, when he fought Roman Villa, I would like to see that Boots. I would like to see that Boots.
Locked in. Zayas. He was locked in.
He was locked in, bro. He was locked in.
Your boy was supposed to be a killer at the time. The boy Villa was supposed to be a killer.
Villa was supposed to have been, one of them.
Yeah, he was. That's why I would say
he was. Yeah, like he was a solid.
He was supposed to be.
Solid.
He was solid. But he was. Yeah, he's supposed to have been a killer on paper.
Yeah, so if I can get Boots locked in like that, that's what I would like to see. Adam Hurley in the building, man, says somebody got to tell Spence to stop pretending like he's gonna fight somebody, then canceling. You know what, bro? We haven't heard anything about Spence and Tim Tszyu.
Tszyu got a fight next month.
April. Yeah, he got one in April, but we have not heard anything about that fight. That's facts, bro. That's facts. Derek Wiltz, he said, Haney versus Karen at 47 would be interesting. Watch film on Karen. He can fight different ways. Damn, I haven't heard anybody make that point. But I'm trying to think, do I like that fight?
We would like it as boxing heads, yeah, but Haney and them, they bag chasing. They ain't accepting no fights that they ain't making no money and trying to control from top to bottom. So you know what I mean? That's hype. That's nothing wrong with them hypothetical fantasy fights, though.
Yeah, the Haney's, they trying to control what kind of popcorn getting served in the concessions, man. You know what I mean?
How much butter being used?
Yeah, right. Hey, whoa, that's too much butter on that, man. That's too much butter on that popcorn.
Bill gonna leave ringside to go check these motherfuckers.
Like, hold up, there was plenty of butter when I left here. Like, man, all the butter. You know what I'm saying? Adam said Boots ain't gonna fight no Zayas. He wanna fight Karen again. Hey Adam, you gotta stop, bro. Like, that's like, you gotta stop, bro. Like, that's
okay.
Ahead,
hold up. Tell your favorite fighter's favorite fighter to sign the contract. Send the contract over.
Yo,
don't say what he not doing, because all we seen him do is fight whoever got in the ring across from him.
Hey, Adam, here's another thing though. Like he said, I'm just playing. We was getting ready to go in, bro.
Yeah, we was
getting ready to go in, bro. Adam, big shout out to you, bro. But you was about to catch it, bro. You was about to catch it. Jay Will says Shakur and Keyshawn need to figure out what weight classes they are fighting at. One could go to 147 for a possible Devin matchup. So Jay Will, let me say this real quick. For Keyshawn, I was okay with the stuff that he was doing as far as like self-promotion, things like that. I didn't have a problem with it until he started pressing Abdullah Mason. And I'm going to tell you why, though, because Abdullah Mason's 135. The reason why you've been, Keyshawn Davis has been on this tour is because of what happened in that fight that he's supposed to fight against De Los Santos. So to be honest with you, I don't want to hear about Keyshawn Davis and anything at 135. And if he was to ever go back down to 135, he need to go see De Los Santos before he go see a darn Abdullah Mason at the end of the day. Flaw, go ahead, bro.
Hey, he acting like Hitchinson right now. Remember all that jaw jacking Hitchinson was doing? Then you run up fight night and you can't perform. Same sort of situation. It's like, bro, now you over promoting yourself. Now you doing too much. You know what I mean? You know, you gotta look at these dudes a little bit side face. That has nothing to do with his skills. Don't get it twisted. I recognize the buffoonery outside of the ring, but inside of the ring, I had him top 10 last month. Now, will he be there next month? Stay tuned. I'll have a video for y'all on that one coming soon.
Your last two, you ain't have him on there. I'm assuming he's going to be on this upcoming one.
He may just be because we've kind of had more of a contender month. Like
when is coming out?
We got another week or so, don't we?
Well,
28th,
like
couple days.
First week of April.
Maybe first week, definitely first Wednesday, April for sure.
No doubt. I think Shakur should be at 140. I think Shakur should be at 140, just for the record. Adam said, he said he's just playing. He said, Adam says, who do you guys think Brian Norman Jr. should fight next? Ooh, that's a good question, bro. That's a good question.
It to me, that's what Top Rank want to do. I don't think they controlling that situation. So as a fan, you want to see him against top 10 because you got to look at it. A lot of guys that either lost their title, they're getting right back opportunities. Pulos, these type of guys. You know what I mean? So Pulo right now probably building one of the hottest resumes in boxing because this dude ain't doing nothing but fighting top 5 guys consistently.
Jay Will said that before you got on, man. He was like, Puyo stay getting title fights, bro. He get title fights like every other fight, bro.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking if asking that question, I'm saying it should be a title situation. He should be somebody that should be on Ryan Garcia's resume. You know what I mean? Why is he not being mentioned as an opportunity for Ryan Garcia?
Brian Norman Jr. and Ryan Garcia will be a really good fight.
Yeah.
You know another fight that'll be good too? Brian Norman Jr. and Arnold Barbosa. That'll be a good fight too. That'll be a good fight for him.
I ain't mad at that one either.
Yeah, Jay Will said T.O. was ranked at 147 now. I'd love to see him versus Norman Jr., but probably won't happen. That's another good fight too. I wouldn't mind that fight either.
My boy back at 147 looking crispy. He a continental champion right now. You know what I mean?
Who you talking about?
Rainbows.
Uncle Abel.
Yeah, Uncle Abe. You know what I mean? He back at 147. It's a nice little bounce back fight. You want to, because at least you want to have a recognizable name. You know what I mean? You want to,
I wouldn't be mad at that fight either. I wouldn't be mad at that fight. Not at all, man. But let's get this last thing out the way so we can get up out of here, man. So, as far as Xander Zayas, do you think Xander Zayas and Boots is happening next?
I think it is with that promotion that you saw, that you showed. You know what I mean? I didn't see that myself scrolling through, but I'm glad you posted it and did your due diligence. You know what I mean? That's why you the God, you dig, the guru. That being said, I'm not mad at their promotion team, bro.
I ain't mad at all, bro.
Hey, you know what? I ain't gonna fraud. I think a broad came up with that. It was so low key. That's something that a female would come up with.
Hey, bro. You know the thing that's crazy that you said that, bro, is because I watched it, and what happened was the reason what prompted me to make that video, bro, is I watched other people cover that same clip
and didn't get
it. And I'm talking, this is Blue Blood and a bunch of other dudes. Like, they didn't get it. And I'm like, wait a minute, let me run that back real quick. And I was like, oh, all right. I was just like, okay, I see you with the butters on, so that's for Boots. And then you said for everybody's favorite prospect, for his favorite prospect, and it was his birthday. So I was like, it had me go looking up who birthday it was. So I was just like, okay. I was like, so he took a shot at Boots and took a shot at Virgil all in like a 10-second clip. I said, yo, I'm kind of rocking with this. I was like, yo, I'm kind of rocking with this. But I can see a female coming up with that concept though.
Yeah,
I can see a female coming up with that concept though,
like,
for sure. But I think that fight is happening as well. I just don't.
It's a money fight.
It's a money fight. Yeah, it's a money fight.
The biggest fight Top Rank would have had since who? What's their last big fight?
It's been a little while
since they did business with Fury.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fury Wilder.
Yeah,
they the last big fight.
Yeah,
you know, and not comparing Zayas and Boots to that, but that's the last time Top Rank has had some serious action. You know what I'm saying? So
because they wasn't involved with nothing with Madrimov, even though he fought on Top Rank one time before, but they wasn't involved with nothing.
Real quick, did you hear Tim Bradley? I don't think Tim Bradley's a Boots fan. Have you? He got 2 separate videos snapping on Boots, bro. He don't like Boots.
I mean, you know, when you're not as good as the Matrix, when you're not the one, your name ain't Neo. You know what I mean? You in your car talking shit. You ain't never had no handlebar game yourself. He was an overrated dude, in my estimation.
Yo, Tim Bradley, he is not a fan of Boots, man. But I do think that Boots. I do think the Boots fight is going to happen. I don't think, you know, he's being put in there with Boots as a sacrificial lamb. I honestly think him and his team think they can beat Boots. They think he's overhyped. I honestly believe that's why they're taking that fight, and I love it. I love it.
How is it hype? You can see the skills yourself.
Bro, but there's so many people that feel like Boots is overhyped because he ain't fight nobody. Like, that's a legit claim that a lot of people were saying. So I think they honestly believe it. I'm glad they believe it. They believe it.
You know what my response to them is? Ask your favorite fighter why he hasn't called Boots' team up. Ask them. While y'all blaming Boots, ask your favorite fighter. Email him. See if you can reach his mama. You call somebody, bro, and ask them why they have it.
Bro, it's crazy, man, because I'm like, where I'm from, well, where we're from, vlog, we respect the shooter. You understand what I'm saying? We respect the shooter. You know what I mean? Like, we respect the shooter. Like, we not. Yo, you want to know when I knew Tim Bradley had a problem with Boots? He has a video out where he's talking about Boots and Virgil Ortiz. And he said, Virgil Ortiz, Oscar, he was like, make him wait. Let it marinate a little bit. I'm like, yo, if Boots is not who you say he is, I'm like, why Virgil can't just hop in the ring with him? And I gotta send you that video, bro.
I don't want to see it.
Tim's not a fan, bro.
I'm tired of being offended.
I know that's gonna get a video.
Because I had to let the chump side marinate because I'm thinking to myself, I'm listening to the cat, and I'm like, you're doing a whole lot of analyzation of somebody's portfolio financially, and yet you call yourself not a hater. Motherfucker, that's the bonification of being a hater. Talking down on another man's business. This is like, I'm confused. You yelling and screaming, you're not a hater, but you talking down on another man's business. You're not critiquing his skills in and out the ring. Like, that's what we talk about.
But see, I want to see the Xander Zayas fight for Boots. And when he beat Xander Zayas, man, all these people that's talking, you know what's gonna happen, bro. We already know what's gonna happen. They're gonna say, "Oh, well, Zayas was too green. He was too young." You already know.
Follow me on Threads. Y'all see it. I was all over it, homie. Yeah,
you already know.
That on the gram too. I was on it.
You already know what's gonna happen. They're gonna downplay the win, bro. They're gonna downplay the win.
If he beat Boots, he gonna be the best fighter on the planet.
He's automatically pound for pound
king.
Beats Boots.
They gonna be like, he could take Fury down. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, if he beats Boots, everybody's gonna have Xander Zayas in the top 10.
They gonna have him beating Goliath after this, bro.
Yeah,
so
but if Boots beats Zayas, Zayas was too young. He was too young.
Oh, he didn't beat nobody to get them belts. And
exactly. You already know what's going to happen. Derek Will said Najee Lopez versus Atifo Burlington. That's a good ass fight. Is that happening, or that's just one of the fantasy matchup you talking about? Because that's a good fight,
bro. I can't with that boy, man.
Who?
After that thing happened, Burlington. After that situation happened, I looked at 4 or 5 of his fights. He leans and bends over way too much, bro. That is an accident that happened to that young boy he was fighting, and old boy was a scrappy young cat. You know what I mean? I forget his name, but I had checked and did some homework on him for that fight because I wanted to do a breakdown on it. But bro, that was nasty. Both of them did it, but Burlington is part of his style. Like he leans and throws, and that head is a deadly weapon.
He must got some titanium in that head.
Bro, old boy passed out. Man, that was crazy.
Hey, vlog. My man was like, I was like, damn. I'm glad he ended up being okay, but I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Like that, bro. That was delayed reaction like a mug. Yeah, homie. But Burlington, he got to clean that work. He got to clean up, bro. He got to stay upright, homie. Stay upright. What are you doing?
Okay. Bobby 71177. Big shout out to you. He said $75 for Fundora versus Keith pay-per-view on a mediocre undercard. Who paying that? Bobby, that's definitely some nasty work.
Bro.
That's some nasty work.
Low key, bro. It's actually not a bad card. You got Tanilez going up against Joshua. That's the up and coming young cat right there. You got the boy Mendoza back in there. You know what I mean? Going up against the other Yolinius. You know who I'm talking about.
The card the
card ain't trash. The card ain't trash.
Yeah, for the price tag is trash, but not the card itself. Like 75 is crazy.
You get 6 fights. You get what? You get 6. I'm gonna pay for it. I ain't gonna fraud. I'm gonna get it.
Okay.
Because I need to cover it, bro. I ain't really been covering it. I mean, I've been watching the fights and shit, but this gonna be the first one I pay for because I'm gonna probably do it in the living room and shit.
Well, I'm at to tune in too because I gotta work. Adam said Atama versus Franklin undercard not good either.
Bro, this is where y'all this my boxing fans.
Lie, bro.
My boxing fans. Real quick.
Go ahead.
You guys might not like the names on these cards because we don't know them as Mayweathers and these type of dudes, the Gottis and all of these guys. But these guys made their stake somewhere, and it's on cards like this. And to be honest, it's a little bit of coin to be made too. So tune in tomorrow morning for a parlay for this weekend, and let's get paid. You dig? That being said, though, it's actually some scrappy little fights, man. You got the brother Shaquille Thompson fighting the boy Brad Pauls over there on the early card. That's gonna be a nasty little scrap right there. The boy undefeated, and the caddy fighting is a upset type of dude. He done came off of 2 back-to-back upsets. So I'm just saying, bro.
Hey, Adam. So just to kind of, and I'm pretty sure you probably a hardcore boxing fan. The one thing that I say, bro, is when you're researching certain fights that's on these undercards and things like that, I look at not only the names, but I'm doing homework on these guys to see if they styles match up, if it's good styles against each other. Because if it's good style matchups, they're probably gonna make for good fights. And if you have good fights, those names that you didn't know prior to the fight, you should know them names after the fight because it's going to be a good scrap. So when you're doing your homework on these guys, look at their styles. So, for example, you can have one guy. It could be 2 guys that you don't know. It could be one guy, he's a pure boxer. But then you can have another guy that fights like Pitbull Cruz. That's a good style matchup. That's probably gonna end up being a banger because that's the perfect style matchup that's created some of the best fights in boxing history. So when you're looking at some of these fights on the undercards, look at the styles and see if the styles match up. Now, I mean, if it's like 2 pure boxers, that's kind of like hit or miss. If you got 2 brawlers, then you know it's going to be a good scrap. You know what I'm saying? So it really depends, but that's a part of us doing what we do. You know what I'm saying? As a boxing channel, with myself and vlog, because we're putting you on to other fights that people are not paying attention to. So we're, introducing you to a lot of other fights and a lot of other fighters. So definitely pay attention to those undercard fights for sure. Jay Will said, for me, winner of Xander Boots better be on pound for pound list. They deserve it. Jay Will, they ain't gonna put Boots on a pound for pound, bro. They once he beats Zayas, they're gonna come up with a reason why he's not on the pound for pound list.
Boots, he's not. I'd be honest. Past few months, I've seen him on a couple honorable mentions. Now, lately, he hasn't been on it. Now, I had him on it, and I had to lower him down because of the situation with the lawsuit and all of that. Mm-hmm. Not his fault, but, I had to pull him off the list because you got to still be accomplishing. Can't be on the pound for pound list and you at the gym. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
That's not his fault. But that's how much respect I have for the game of boxing. I'm not going to just put one of my favorite fighters on the list just because I know his skills are that good. So tap in with me, man. I'm going to bring you nothing but the blunt truth and pure honesty, you dig?
Yeah, Jay Will, last two. Jay Will said $30 to $40 pay-per-view would be more fair. I can kind of agree with that.
50. I see $49.99.
Yeah, I'd much rather $29.99, but
hey, you know what Uncle Al say? Ain't nobody gonna make no money.
Right, ain't nobody making no bread. Adam, he said Ezra Taylor versus Willie Hutchinson. I'm interested. That's
another nice one. Another nice one, bro. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Another nice one, bro. Another nice one. Underdog too. Rolling with Ezra.
I'm actually rolling Hutchinson on this one, bro.
Man, Hutchinson talking about, bro, you need to go see that face off. This motherfucker talking about retirement.
I seen it. I got Hutchinson in this fight, bro. I got Hutchinson in this fight. Now I'm not talking about betting wise. Now I'm talking about betting wise.
Okay.
Now betting wise, I would go with Taylor because I like the odds. I like the odds on that.
Yeah, you gotta go with the underdog. It's value.
Yeah,
it has value.
It's value on it. Pure like fight, not betting, I would go Hutchinson, but you know what I'm saying? That's another good scrap though. That's definitely a good scrap, man. But we gonna close this thing out. We're gonna close this thing out right here, man.
Let's real quick make this pick real quick for the Thurman joint. What's your pick?
I'm still going Fundora. I'm leaning towards it's gonna be one or two. He gonna get Thurman up out of there within the first 6, or it's going to decision. I don't see it. It's one of the two. But I still don't have Thurman winning the fight. I just don't have him winning the fight. Like he just gonna have to show me.
All right. Well, I did a video on it, and in my video, I just told y'all what I was betting on. But my honest boxing pick for this fight, I think Thurman gonna pull it out. I think, look, because you got to look at it this way. Your boy coming off an injury. Is he really going to put foot to gas and throw that hand recklessly? He not. He going to be judicious with it. That's going to allow the boxer ability to get off, move. Thurman got enough legs left under him. He could confuse the longer, taller guy who hasn't fought fluid boxers consistently. And when he has, he's looked a bit goofy. But he's eventually caught up to those guys because they're not a Thurman. You know what I mean? And that's way early when they was building him up on PBC. I've seen him falling over the ropes because somebody done slipped out the side door on him. So he can be a little bit goofy in that ring. And I think Thurman could take advantage of it.
So are you thinking Thurman decision?
I'm thinking Thurman decision. Yeah, I don't think he's going to knock him out.
Wow. We got vlog with the upset. Okay. Jay Will said, "Fire show as always, fellas, man. Hey, man, we just glad to be back. You know what I'm saying? We vlog and I pretty much live the same type life. Like working and taking care of people is getting in the way of the passion. You know what I'm saying? Like if we could do this every day that we can get paid for it, we would do it.
Man, all day, every day. All you see is post on the gram. But I still post. I'll be at the job posting because I'll be having boxing thoughts. You know what I mean?
For sure, man. So,
you know what I'm saying?
So, vlog, just I know you just did it, but do it again. Just give them your social media and let them know what you got cooking, bro.
Man, well, tomorrow I'm on YouTube, back on YouTube, and we're gonna build a parlay in the morning. You know what I mean? Let's work on getting a little coin, you know what I mean? Some summertime money. Maybe go rent a jet ski or something for the weekend, hit the lake or something. You dig? You feel me? So let's work on that in the morning on YouTube. But I'm always on Threads. That's my ex. You feel me? I'm posting on there. I just banged out on Hitch for calling out Dev. So, you know, tap in, hit me up, give me some likes. And I'm always on the gram. You know what I mean? Bringing y'all the numbers, bringing y'all my reactions to the news. So tap in with me, man. I appreciate the support, man.
Absolutely, man. I'm absolutely all over the place, man. Everything under G5 Jeff TV, man. Vlog, are you covering the fight? Are you going on live or what
this the scenario? I would love. My plan is, but my daughter dog just had surgery, so we got a house full of dogs, and I'm trying to get the living room cleared out. Got the, you know what I mean? Got the Monster 80 out there, so I'm trying to put the fights on there. So you feel me? So yeah, I'm trying my best to actually cover it. Obviously, I ain't going to be showing the fights, but you know, we give you the play by play.
I got you.
So you know, come on, baby, I'm gonna give you the play by play.
So if you do decide to go live, definitely let me know so you can get some promo started. Definitely, definitely support Vlog if he's going to cover the Thurman and Fundora card. And I think that if I didn't have to work, I would definitely do it with you. But I think that live would definitely pop off because I think a lot of people are not going to get the card, but they're going to want to know what's going on. And I think that'll lead to you at the end of the day.
Get some numbers. Get some numbers.
Yeah, get some solid numbers. That'll be a great situation. So, we'll wrap off camera, like, for sure. You know what I'm saying about that, so we can get some promotion going for that. But I think that'd be a great look for you. I'll definitely be tuned in because I'm gonna be working. So I'd rather tap in with you and go through the whole card versus actually like listening to them dudes covering the whole card. So that'll definitely be a great look, man. But if you're not subscribed to Boxing First Vlog, man, please subscribe to Boxing First Vlog, man. You're definitely trying to run some numbers up. We gotta get my guy up to at least 1,500. Gotta get him up to 1,500. He's 12 right now.
I was told by the experts that slow it down. I'm putting out too much work. Concentrate on what I'm good at, and it's actually the X's and O's. I'm not really a trending news guy. I like to talk about the trending news, but I'm not a pop a video out like that. I want to break the actual fights down. So I'm trying to get in my lane and rock with me, man.
Yeah, gotta get them to 1,500 and get them to $2,000, and we gonna move up by the hundreds. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really worried about me, like, you know what I mean, about the crew at the end of the day, man. So big shout out to Boxing First Vlog, man. Everybody's favorite OG, man.
Appreciate you.
Shout out to Shane. Big shout out to In This Corner podcast, man.
Ty
Finney, the legend, man. Big shout out to him. Big shout out to my guy T. You know what I'm saying? Whole squad. You know what I mean? But we're gonna be back Saturday. We're gonna check out Boxing First Vlog covering the Fundora versus.
Fingers crossed. Everybody keep their fingers crossed.
Yeah, we're gonna speak it into existence. You know what I'm saying? Sir. Fundora versus Thurman on Boxing First Vlog this Saturday. I'm gonna be tapped in the comment section because your boy gotta work. I want to see y'all in the comment section as well. You know what I'm saying? So on behalf of Boxing First Vlog and your boy G5 Jeff TV, this is episode 25 of Throw the Hook podcast. We're gonna see y'all Saturday on Vlog's channel.
Peace.